Building empires can take time and money, so starting small and slow, generating extra income each month can be the best path towards that. So why not start with one of the easiest, low risk, low cost side hustles that has passive income potential and consistent demand, like creating a printable digital product business. Okay, so there are pros and cons to almost everything in life. That's no different to printables. So some of the pros for printables are it can be a great source of passive income, and it's low risk because there's no money involved, especially if you're doing it yourself. Now, some of the cons are it can be saturated markets, so you have to be sure to find niches. And if you don't have any experience with designs, there's going to be a little bit of a learning curve to try to help you learn how to design something that is high quality that will sell. I would also steer clear of copycat designs, neglecting your marketing, and unrealistic profit expectations. You can make money. It's most likely not going to happen overnight, and it's going to be slow, especially with a learning curve, but can happen. I want to share 3 examples of people who took this idea of printables to the next level and that are very successful. They have very successful stores and businesses and are bringing in a bunch of money. The first one is Amma Rose Designs blog, and they have over 18,000 sales on Etsy. The second one is Rachel Jimenez with over 47,000 sales on Etsy. And then for the third, Cody Berman Pinto's Printables with 2,400 sales, and Julie Berninger with Swag Elephant, who has over 6,600 sales. And they also, and the reason why I mentioned this, especially in contrast to the 47,000 and the 18,000, is they took this and then they founded Gold City Ventures. Now, if you don't know what that is, go ahead and look it up. They have courses. They teach you how to do things in the world of printables. But unlike Gold City Ventures, I'm going to show you how to create one today in 5 steps. I think that needs a little bit of repeating. I'm going to teach you how to do one today in 5 steps for free. So to be clear, this is the same 5-step process that I've used since 2016, maybe even a little bit before. I use it for KDP and I use it for printables that do sell. So let's go. The reason why printables are so in demand and they are consistently in demand is because there are a vast amount of uses for them. You can use them to plan things like bachelorette parties or home improvements, or you can use them for businesses, how to set up a business, how to set up a plumbing subscription business, how to track stuff. There's so many uses for printables that keeps the demand going for these as long as you meet the market. Another reason why these continue to sell and there's a lot of competition is because you don't need fancy software. You can literally do it with Canva, which is a free online tool, and there are free elements, so you don't even have to have graphic design anywhere in your title, job description, or your work history. But there is one key, and most important, the first step, numero uno, to make sure that you come up with an award-winning printable, top-selling printable, is research. You have to conduct your research. So step 1 is research. So there are multiple tools that I use for research, and this is the order that has always worked for me. So I'm going to teach you how I do research with these tools in this order. So it's important to find a product that is in demand. So in order to do that, go over to eRank. If you don't have an account, go ahead and open an account. After you open an account or log in, you will go to the keyword tool and do Etsy for your keyword research and type in something very broad and very generic. And in this case, we're just going to start with printable, something that can give us a bucket load of information. A lot of it's going to be very saturated, so don't be shocked at the numbers. eRank is going to display a list of related keywords, their search volume, competition, and how trending they are. So you see the competition. If it's red, it's very competitive. If it's orange, yellow, it's a little less competitive. And if it's green, it's a go. So then on eRank, you're just going to want to search through, and anything that's green over to the right under Etsy competition, you're going to want to click on it and explore a little bit more about each of those topics. And you might have to go 1 or 2, 3 pages in, just spend some time in the research and find something that maybe if you like or you think would resonate with an audience. Here's something interesting, the 30th birthday. It's kind of mentioned in a couple of different ways. So let's click on this one with 19,000 as the Etsy competition and 30th birthday decor. And not a huge amount of searches, but it's not tiny. And the competition doesn't look too bad. So this is something that we can take and run with and maybe make a little kit or a bundle of things that we can sell for 30th birthday decor. Okay, so now we're going to go over to Google Trends. Also, it's important that you keep track of these keywords. They're not only going to give you your design idea or your printable idea, they're also going to help you optimize your listing. Make sure that you are met with the market that is searching for your product. Google Trends is where you can understand the search history and trends over time, but also geographic region. You can figure out what states and what countries different products are selling better in each. Okay, now that we're in Google Trends, we're going to check out 30th birthday decor. And you're going to look at the last 12 months. I like to hone in on the United States, all categories, and web search as my filtering. And then you see the interest over time is flat with a little pop-up in June. So it's not something that has a trending line. This can matter, this cannot matter. It depends on keywords. So from there, you see interest by sub-region, the top 5 states that have searched this term, and you get other ideas and related queries down below to kind of give you more ideas of how to take this and spin with it. But for this example today, I think this looks pretty good. Now, the last step of my research is I like to go to the source. I like to go straight into Etsy and type in a few keywords related to what I'm hoping to set up a business or a product to see what's already out there. And 1, draw inspiration, don't copy. And 2, see how you can make it better, maybe more pages, different pages, some uniqueness. A free something always adds some perks to the customers. Anything free adds a little carrot for a customer. Okay, now we're in Etsy and we type in 30th birthday decor. But before you click enter, see what pops up, because most likely this is what people are searching for. So take note, write those down, screenshot it, remember that. Click enter. You see that we have 1,000 plus results, not crazy, and we have some with ads. So you're going to want to scroll down. You're looking for digital printable items. So there's a bunch of t-shirts and there's some napkins, and this little newspaper thing is interesting. They're running an ad on it. It says free shipping. I don't know if it's digital. It does. It says prints and digital downloads, which is a nice combo, but for this case, we're looking for just digital. So let's just keep looking. Okay, here we go. We got just the newspaper. Boom, look at that right on there. Bestseller. $6.19. And it looks like they're running a sale on it. And there's over 1.3K for sales, good reviews. So you want to go into that and check it out. But just keep searching, look for other digital downloads. And after you investigate this one here, you will like to click on this, the shop name. And wow, they have over 10,000 sales. Sometimes when you click on the sales, it gives you all of the items that they've sold recently. But in this case, they've turned it off, which is fine. That's their own protection. So you can scroll through and see they do something cute where they have. So the next step after that is I go into the reviews to see, because people on Etsy really leave a lot of reviews, and it's very helpful to your shops and to see competition. So I see the 30th birthday newspaper is certainly purchased a lot, as is 70th birthday, 85th, 80. So this whole newspaper, and in different countries. So there's Canada, Australia. So this whole thing is quite the shop here. So this is a great idea. I don't know how many other shops are doing this newspaper thing, but it's a cute idea. So after we have a few ideas that we found on Etsy, we have ways that we can think to improve upon it. Then we're going to go ahead and go over to Canva and create our product. Okay, after you go over to Canva, if you don't have an account, open an account. I have the Pro version, which means I'm allowed to use a lot more elements and different features, printing and otherwise, but you don't have to. But after you're over in Canva and you've created an account or you've logged in, go ahead and type in newspaper in the top right underneath where it says, what will you design today? Type in newspaper. From there, you see suggested templates, and there's over 1,900. Click see all. And a lot of these look pretty similar to the one we just saw. And if they have a little crown in the bottom right corner, those are for use only for the Pro version. Also, just because I have a Pro account, just because you would open a Pro account if you wanted one, does not mean that you can just sell these as is. You have to change them. And a lot of times you have to recreate the whole newspaper before you can sell it as is. So I would tread lightly, look at the copyright use for Canva. I would always try to just recreate your own. You see, it's not super complicated. A little few paragraphs, some text, some titles, a cute little newspaper name. But for this instance, we're just going to click something that looked pretty similar to the last one. And from there, click Customize Template, and it pulls it up. Actually, before I get in and start designing this printable, something that you could offer or find a gap in the market, find something else that's selling really well and offer that product as a free add-on to this purchase. So if you're going to do a newspaper, for example, do birthday games or a trivia sheet or common knowledge about the year of this person was born of 1994 or whatever, and have it go along for free with this product. And a lot of times you just put like a little stamp, something red, something noticeable on the listing image saying free trivia or free birthday games included. Okay, so once you start designing in Canva, there is a section over to the left. It's design, elements, text, brand, uploads, draw, projects and apps, photos. You can choose any of these that you would need. Case in point is if you click on the text and you want to choose a different text or you want to add text, you can change the color, size, all caps. You can make it bold, underlined. You can add effects if you want any kind of shadowing or an outline. You can animate it. We don't need it for this example. You can change the position if you want to put in front and back, and you can make some transparency. So you can just change the text to whatever you want. I'll do Sidewind since it's our first show. And if we want to change any part of the elements here, there's only a photo, but if you want to add a photo, type in maybe newspaper and see what pops up. Go to the graphics. Again, if you choose something with a crown, it's going to require you to have a Pro account to use it without the watermark. Some of these are just cute little newspaper icons. You can think of how you would want to put any design in there. Think old-fashioned, vintage, just make it cute. So those are your elements. You can upload your own photos. So say you go to Unsplash and you found a photo that you want to upload, go ahead and upload it there, and then you can replace the image in the center. I would change all of these little texts. I would use AI, honestly. I would really customize this for your audience and your customers to make it really stand out. So if the birthday was 1994, find any and everything you can about 1994. All of the fun facts, include them in here. Anything interesting. Make it geographic. Make it male, female, kids, retirement parties. You see down here they have these. It says group. It says ungroup. So ungroup it, and then you can change each of these little elements. So the way to group is selecting multiple things and right click or just hover and click group. And now when you move it around like this, it is all grouped together, so it will stay aligned, which is really important. And then if you move it in the page, there's a dotted line to make sure it's lined up with everything on the page, but there's also a line that appears, making sure it's in the center of the page, which is really important. It's a solid line. And then after you're done designing everything that you want designed, you can download it and send it to your customers, or download it and add it to your listing as an example. Or if you want somebody to be able to adjust this template, you can click share, which is right in the top right corner, and click more. And then you're going to click, it's the fourth over to the right, right underneath share, it says template link. So you click on that and then you'll create a template link. So that way you can put that in your website, your Etsy. Once they purchase on Etsy, if it's a digital product, you'll upload your digital product. And a lot of times what I do is I create a how-to sheet to also let the customers upload so that they have adjustments that they want to make, or they want to use it for multiple things. Then they have access to it. So I'll usually include a document that they can edit, just because I feel like it adds a little bit more personalization for them, and they can use it for all of their kids or parents or brothers and sisters or mothers or fathers. Anyway, so that's how you do that. But in this case, we're just going to download. So you just click File and you'll go down to Download, and you'll choose the best one here for your project. I would actually choose multiple. So I would choose PDF for printing. I would choose PNG, which is one of my favorites, and I would choose SVG, and I would give them all three. And you can do that on Etsy with no problem. And then click go. So there you have it. You researched, you created, and you downloaded your digital product. So now what do you think the next step is? Is to list it. So for this case, we're going to list it on Etsy. Actually, before we go over to Etsy and I show you how to list it, I just want to say the site you choose to list your product on is dependent on your overall business goal. Now, what that means is if you don't want to drive traffic, if you don't want to do social media, you don't want to do anything besides list your product and set it off into the world, then Etsy is your site, because Etsy drives traffic based on demand and quality of the listing. If you want to have more control over your business and your products, and you want to drive traffic, then I would choose your own website, Gumroad or StanStore. You can also complement your e-commerce site like Shopify with digital products, and you absolutely should include a digital product with your physical products, even if it's a manual or something, just because that little extra touch can make you stand out from somebody that doesn't offer that. But like I said, we're going to head over to Etsy and I'll show you how to upload your digital product. Okay, so go to Etsy, open an account, set up a shop. If you haven't already done that, go ahead and do that now. You can always change the shop name, so just do a placeholder if you haven't done that yet. After that, you're going to go to listings and create listings. Here it will tell you, do you want to do a physical item or a digital file? You're going to choose digital. So who made it? You did. I know you did. And what is it? It's a finished product. And when was it made? You tell me. Today. Yeah. And you could also make to order. So if you're going to customize, and I think you really should, maybe not at first, but personalized products are huge. created by me, AI generator, not yet. And no production partners because you did it. I know you did. This is the title is where you're going to want to pull in those keywords that we found on eRank, Google Trends, plug them in here. Photos and videos. Make sure you get mock-ups. People will buy something if they see that it's like a real product, i.e. if you do a planner, show it being like a real planner. Show your images, put a mock-up of a planner in there. Make sure you say that it's a digital product so they're not confused when they check out. Show how your digital product can be printed and used just like a real product. So you have 10 photos and 1 video. You have your digital files. You have your description. This is where you can add the personalizations right under your description. Price, make sure when you did your research on Etsy, you also notated the prices for the different competitors that you had found so that you can price competitively. So this is where you'll put the price in that you found was competitive, the quantity, put a bunch in there, and down in the categories, and then the tags. Make sure you use all 13. Again, eRank tags should be used here. Look at the other shops that are selling those items. Go all the way to the bottom of their product, and it will show you all of the tags that drove the customer to that shop and to that listing. And make sure you include that there. You can set up different sections. And you should definitely do this if you're doing birthday, retirement, or if you want to do the different years. Set that up, feature your listing. You're going to need some in there. Right now, you don't have any. And then publish. Now, if you're a big spender, you can choose to do Etsy ads. Etsy has this habit of using ads anyway. So if you have a unique product, in-demand product, quality listing, people will find you. People will purchase your product. You don't have to run ads. If you want to, by all means, go ahead. But as far as today, that is exactly how you do a printable using research, Canva, and Etsy.